welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. I made my first ever ABH palette, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did have a little blush trio that I bought. I think it was from TJ Maxx and Marshalls a while ago. I have since decluttered that one. It was quite old. I got it out of the clearance section. It just wasn't performing the way it was when I first got it. But other than that, I've never made an ABH purchase before. To be real, the only palette that I've seen them launch that just really kind of caught my attention at all was the Jackie Aina palette, which I didn't pick up for reasons. But nothing else just really stood out to me. They've had some pretty ones that have come out, like the Carly Bible one and stuff, and a couple of others. And I thought, oh, those are pretty. But, you know, ABH is one of those kind of higher end brands, you know, if they're in the luxury kind of pricing. And so, you know, if you guys know anything about me, if you're new to my channel, you may not know, I am not a luxury channel. I do not do like a lot of luxury purchases. I've just recently started buying, you know, more kind of luxury higher end products. But when I saw this particular palette, it just really caught my attention. First of all, the packaging, it is velvet like the other palettes from, or most of the palettes from ABH, I think have this velvet packaging. Like I said, this is my first purchase from them. So I will be keeping the outer carton, which I don't usually do because I want to kind of keep this clean and pristine as much as possible. This is their Fall Romance palette. When I saw this color story, you guys, oh my God, I thought this was freaking beautiful. These gorgeous jewel tones. I mean, you can even see like some of the reflection. This one right here, Crown, has like a green to purple kind of a reflex, and these little tiny little fine micro glitters. Most of the shades have the little tiny fine micro glitters, just so freaking sparkly and pretty. And I thought, wow, yeah, I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna give this one a try. This palette was like, I think $59, $60, something like that. So you can understand why I've not just run out and bought like all of the palettes from this brand before. It has to really stand out for me to want to give it a try. And yeah, I just thought this was so freaking pretty. There are 12 shades in this palette. It's described as being a essential day to night palette with these really beautiful, you know, sparkly shimmers and metallics. And oh my God, it is just so freaking pretty. I have to tell you guys, I had the most difficult time. I'm going to throw up the swatches right now so you guys can see. I had the most difficult time getting my swatches to be true to color with the shades that were in the palette. I have never had such a difficult time getting that true to color match in my swatches. And I felt like they were a little bit oversaturated, at least in the swatches that I did for my short form content. The ones in this video will look a little bit better. I usually don't have a problem with that, but yeah, I had a difficult time, but I did do my best to try to get the colors, you know, to be true to color in the actual swatches. But yeah, once again, this palette was stunning. I definitely wanted to give this one a try. So these shades that are really just catching my eye are this one right here, which is called Divine, and then Twilight, which is this green right here. The shades that I had the most difficult time getting true to color were these two, the greens. For some freaking reason, they kept showing up blue in the swatches. It was so irritating. I was having such a difficult time of getting that really rich green. But I feel like that's that really pretty Halloween, you know, a traditional witchy kind of a green color. So these two are the shades that I definitely want to work with. As we all know, green and purple can tend to look a little bit muddy blended together, so I have to be like very careful, but that's really where I'm wanting to go. So I'm going to start with Twilight, and I'm going to kind of put that like in the middle, going in to like the crease area, and then blend Divine kind of on the outer portion. At least that's what I'm thinking right now, what I'm envisioning in my head. So let's go ahead and start there. I've already primed my eyelids once again with my Colourpop Party Proof Eyeshadow Primer in Caramel. I did purchase another one of these during the Labor Day sales. I really love this one, and I'm almost out of it, so I definitely want to have another. And I also picked up a couple of other things as well, which you'll see like in a future haul video sometime coming up. I'm going to take my Real Techniques crease brush, and I'm just going to dip into Thorns. I said Twilight. Thorns? No, Twilight. Twilight right here. You guys, I'm confusing myself. Twilight, which is the shade that we first talked about. That's the shade. And I'm going to kind of blend that into this crease area. And then we're going to take Divine on the outer portion. With this particular palette, I swear I feel like you can do like multiple different looks with it that can be daytime going into nighttime. I'm definitely going to do something for my short form content, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to have time to do anything like another like 2 looks video like I did with the Nomad one. I have a bunch of other things that I need to film. A bunch of other products that I just recently got. I was originally going to film with the new Tarte palette, the Man Eater palette. First of all, this shade is looking more kind of, I don't know, grayish, more brownie. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, you're not really seeing the green that I'm seeing in the palette. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fall shade, but I was expecting a little bit more green in the shade. Not disappointed. It's still beautiful. I have so many greens in like other palettes. This one is not like true to green. I'm okay with that. It's blending absolutely beautifully though. The pigment is gorgeous. But yeah, like I said, I originally planned to do the Tarte palette today, but then this came so quickly. I got one of those emails that gave me early access, so it came like really quickly, and I figured that more people would be interested in this palette than they would be in the Tarte palette, so I definitely wanted to get this one up first. The Tarte palette will be the next video. I have a little bit of that Divine shade on my brush. You guys, it's just so freaking jewel toned. I mean, it's so beautiful. I feel like it's a really beautiful, like kind of a fall Halloween-y kind of a shade. All right, so now I'm going to lightly blend. Oh my word, that is so pretty. Ooh, it's got a gorgeous metallic jewel tone sheen to it. Ooh, you guys, that is beautiful. I'm just going to lightly blend that on the outer portion of the eye. Oh my word, that is stunning. Wow. Yes, so far I will say, I have to say I'm not regretting spending the money on this palette. Unlike, you know, that Natasha Denona palette that, you know, you guys know how I felt about that one. I'll be honest, when that new Natasha one, I think this is the new nudes one, first launched, I was tempted. And I started to notice that, you know, people seem to be really genuinely interested in that one. Like, when the Yucca palette came out, I did see a few YouTubers that I love doing, you know, dedicated videos just for that palette. But for the most part, most of them were just incorporating the palette into, like, new makeup videos. They weren't really doing a video by itself with just the palette. But it seemed like people were very interested in it, so I was very tempted to pick it up, but then, you know, I changed my mind. The palette's $70, and unless I know for sure that I'm going to be making back that money with the views, with AdSense and stuff, it's not worth it. Because if I got the palette and I realized I didn't like it, it just wasn't something else that I felt like I needed in my collection. I felt like a waste of my money. That's another $70 palette that, yeah, it just wasn't, in the end, it just wasn't really worth it to me. But I have seen people really, really like that palette, so, you know, who knows, maybe I would have liked it. I don't know. I don't really have any regrets though. So I'm going to go back in and just kind of blend a little bit more into the inner portion here. These shades are actually blending pretty well. I'm not getting like a whole, you know, bunch of like muddiness to it. I am seeing more of the green in that shade, but still I am definitely seeing more kind of a more brownie kind of a finish to it, but it's still, like I said, it's still beautiful. Y'all, this jewel toned purple, it is so beautiful. I swear, in October when I start putting together like more Halloween-y looks, I will definitely be pulling this palette out for that shade. It's stunning. All right, for shimmers, definitely going into the Crown shade. That was one of the shades when I was doing the swatches that, yeah, I already knew that was going to be one of the ones that I was going to dip into. And then Moonlight right here. I think I'm going to take that in the portion. So let's start with Crown. I'm going to use the flat angled side of this double-sided ABH Cosmetics brush. I love to use this one. I use this one quite often for shimmers. I'm not going to like use a glitter base or anything. I kind of want to see how they perform on their own on the eyelids. This shade was just so sparkly. Oh my god, like multifaceted, like a jewel, you know, you can definitely see that jewel tone in this shade. Like, even as I'm applying it, you can see those little, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in person, you can just see those like little sparklies. Oh my god, you guys, so beautiful. I don't know, have I been like missing out on the ABH formula this whole time? Should I have like picked something up sooner? Let me know down in the comments, you guys. What do you think? Are there any other palettes from the brand you think I should try? I've been tempted to try some of the Norvina ones, but once again, I don't know, just didn't really stand out to me. I was in TJ Maxx one day and they had like a couple of them. They had the purple one, I think the orange one too from Norvina, and they were on sale for like $13, and I was so tempted to pick them up, but I knew if I did, I was only getting it because it was $13. Wasn't getting it because I really, really wanted it, and they weren't going to really get used. But I was very tempted, I have to admit. Oh, that is just so pretty. Ooh, I'm so super impressed with that. My word, it's just stunning. As always, we're going to blend the outer mattes into the shimmer so we don't have super harsh lines or anything. We don't like having super harsh lines. Real quick, I'm going to go into Thorns, which it's a little bit lighter and has a little bit more of a lighter green, and just kind of put that in here to see if we can bring in a little bit more green into the look. So make sure I tap off enough. I don't want too much. And then just lightly lay that in there. Ooh, that's pretty. Very, very pretty. There's definitely, fallout. You're getting, when you dip the brush in. That's pretty common. That doesn't really bother me. But I just wanted to kind of point that out. Ooh, I'm loving how this look is coming out. Just all the depth in these shades. I'm going to take a little Moonlight on this little flat angle brush. This came out of a Revolution advent calendar last year. Speaking of advent calendars, I'm definitely going to be grabbing some for my 25 days of uploads in December. Sephora posted their advent calendar. Oh my god. First of all, I feel like it's pointless when they show you everything that's in the advent calendar. The whole point of an advent calendar is to be surprised or to open up the individual boxes and see what's in there. So when they show you the whole thing, what is the point? But, kind of glad that Sephora did, because once again, it sucks. So it's it's not worth how much you're paying for it. Wet n Wild had one of their advent calendars on their website, and it was $70, I think. Not Wet n Wild, NYX. And I was like, and it was like 90% lint products. I was like, no, this is not worth $70 at all. I definitely will not be picking that one up for sure. I'm just dropping everything. All right. Do we want to do one more shade, or are we satisfied with where this look is right now? You know what? I am satisfied with the way it is looking right now. I am going to take just a little bit more Moonlight and just take it a little more into the inner portion right here. Instead of doing like a separate inner corner highlight, I think this shade is just fine on its own in that portion. And we are done with the shadows, you guys. I am loving how this look came together. A lot of brands have been launching eyeshadow palettes, but I gotta say, and I have to admit that I have not really been inspired much by what I've been seeing. But yeah, I saw this one and it definitely inspired me. So I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna throw on lashes, lips. You guys, you know the routine, and then we will come back and I'll give my final first impression thoughts on this palette. So far, I think you guys know how I feel about it. You guys. Oh my word. Final look is complete, and I am so much in love with the way that this look came out. I think it is so freaking beautiful. Let me give you my details real quick, and then we'll talk more about the palette. For my waterline, I'm using, this is the Thor Love and Thunder collaboration with Ulta. This is one of the cream gel liners that came in that collection. I am a huge Marble fan. What is the shade? The shade is called Electric Aura. It's just a really pretty bright metallic purple. I had another shade picked out and I realized it was way too dark. It was more like a deep sapphire metallic blue. It just didn't quite fit with the look. I did my wing once again using my NYX Epic Ink Liner, and my lips are a combination of, this lip pencil is from Derol. It is in Progressive. I got this from Temu. Really pretty, kind of a cool toned pink, and I paired that with this lipstick from Kiko Milano. The shade just says 01. This is one of the lipsticks that came in. It's a little trio of holiday lipsticks that came out a couple years ago. I thought this would be really pretty for the look. A nice bright color, but not overpowering. That kind of takes away from the eye look. And you guys, I think one can tell, it's safe to say how I feel about this palette. And you guys, so far, I am in love. I do not have any regrets whatsoever about going ahead and picking this one up. This color store is absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous for the fall, for nighttime looks. This is going to be beautiful for putting together those really kind of spooky jewel toned looks that I personally like to put together during that Halloween spooky season. I think it's just freaking beautiful. And I definitely want to do some more looks with it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to have time for another 2 looks video. That with, you know, I have so many other things that I need to film with. But I will definitely do something for my shorts. So you'll see something on my YouTube shorts sometime this week using this palette for a second look. But that is going to be it for this video. I had so much fun putting this look together. I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed, you know, just kind of watching the process. I hope that you found it inspirational. I hope that you found the video helpful. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help with getting my videos into the algorithm, getting my little channel out there so we can, you know, finally grow. I didn't mention the very beginning of the video, but I have noticed a jump in subscribers a little bit. I think I'm at 1,989 or 80, somewhere around there, but getting much closer to that 2,000 count. Remember, when I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a pretty sizable giveaway, which I'm excited about. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. If you're enjoying the content, it's absolutely free. It does not cost you anything. You know, help us get to that 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Make sure you turn on the notification, hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And you can also follow me on my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.